The one thing you have to understand about these MAGA men is that they are titty babies. They are weak. The list of things that trigger them grows by the day. Now we've added Bad Bunny, a Puerto Rican, playing at the Super Bowl. It's a stage 5 meltdown. Everybody knows the restaurant Cracker Barrel sent them into orbit. ABC News, 60 Minutes, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel. These things really, really scare these MAGA men because they are so terrified of accountability. Trump's still so mad that Lil Smokey, the failed drag queen vice president, got kicked off of ABC News because he's a liar, he's a hypocrite, and he's a piece of shit. And Trump is butthurt by proxy over this. Play the clip.
Your ABC fake news. I don't want to. Go ahead, Brian, please.
First of all, congratulations.
I don't take questions from ABC fake news. After what you did with Stephanopoulos to the Vice President of the United States, I don't take questions from ABC fake news. Brian?
Pumps.
Just what a dick. First of all, the freedom of the press is no longer free because they want to control what is said. They just put in their, handpicked person at CBS News because his big buddy bought it. They've got TikTok. They've got all of these news outlets because their policies are not popular. But what a titty baby. And we've talked about it before. These men that are so insecure with such thin skin and fragile egos. JD Vance, you're the vice president of the United States. You're going to be asked tough questions, especially when your administration takes bribes on tape. You're going to have to answer for that. That's a normal course of business. But these pussies, it has to be propaganda all the time. And if they're not expecting tough questions, they just need to sit and kiss each other's ass and fluff up Donald Trump. It's so repulsive what they're doing to the press. And he started this, 10 years ago, but here we are now.
All right, next up, we have the Pentagon situation where news organizations are refusing to sign the propaganda pledge. And so you have the New York Times, the Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal, the Associated Press, Reuters, the Atlantic, CNN, NPR, the Guardian, Newsmax, the Washington Times, Washington Inquirer, Task and Purpose, Breaking Defense, Defense One, the Financial Times. The only one that's signing it is One American News. Now listen, you guys, this is where the fissures are. When you see Newsmax signing with other organizations, this is where the capitalism of it all has to start battle with the authoritarian of it all. So when I say the capitalism of it all, the First Amendment is integral to our country, but it's also integral to our economy. Without the First Amendment, this podcast doesn't exist. Without the First Amendment, CNN doesn't exist. Without the First Amendment, even Newsmax doesn't exist. So there are some, even though Newsmax is a dipshit news source, there are some smart people that are smart enough to say, if we go along with this, at some point, those knives will be turned at us. Nobody is safe. So remember this as we're fighting this to all of our fiscal conservative friends. The First Amendment is an integral part of our identity, and to our fiscal conservatives that care more about money than they do human beings, it's an integral part of our economy.
And here's the thing. This is the fact that these news organizations were standing up. That gave me hope. But what was exactly on brand was the response from Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, because he is an emasculated, impotent, little bitty man that has to pick on women to feel good about themselves. This is what he was posting. Every news organization, they made a post about, we don't feel comfortable signing this. And he reposted the waving bye emoji. This guy is on Signal with war plans. They're doing emoji. I thought this was so juvenile and just showed what little dick energy he has all day long.
Well, I mean, this surprises me zero. This is the same administration where you've got Kristi Noem making videos, telling people at airports that the Democrats shut down the federal government, which is a complete lie. While the federal government is shut down, they're firing nonpartisan civil servants who have health insurance, who have salaries, who have families, and they don't care. And Pete Hegseth's own pastor thinks that we should do away with the 19th Amendment. Of course, the 19th Amendment is what allows women to vote. These people are bad actors. So expect more of this juvenile behavior, but this trickles down. There's no daylight between the young Republicans' behavior in text messages and what Pumps just put up that Pete Hegseth does. This is trickle down, a very big changing of American culture where the villains are celebrated, where immaturity and sophomoric behavior is celebrated, racism is celebrated, corruption is celebrated, breaking the law is celebrated, silencing the First Amendment is celebrated. And moving along, we have a video here of Trump says that he may want to pull the World Cup from Democratic cities. Play the clip.
Mr. President, Boston had some street takeovers that we saw. Are you going to work with or try and work with the mayor of Boston? And then they have a World Cup. They have several World Cup games. I know Argentina knows about World Cups. They have several World Cup games. Could those games move to cities that do work with you?
We could take them away. I love the people of Boston. I know the games are sold out, but your mayor is not good. They're worse than her.
Pumps.
Here's the thing about this. The World Cup is bringing people from all over the globe to come and watch this. And Donald Trump, first of all, I think FIFA should pull the World Cup from the United States because of the massive human rights violations that they are doing. But that's a different podcast for a different day. But for a president of the United States to say, I don't like their policies in Boston, so I'm going to pool economic revenue. I'm going to pull something that's been planned forever because I don't like it. They're not kissing my ass enough and I don't like it. He goes on later in the clip. I couldn't, make everybody listen to all the way to the end. He's talking about might pull the Olympics from Los Angeles. Here's the deal. This shit is planned in advance. It is an infrastructure nightmare. Like he no more is going to do this in the Man in the Moon. But it makes him feel like a big guy, like a big, strong, tough guy. And every citizen in America should be concerned when the president of the United States starts talking about punishing American cities because they don't kiss his ass. It repulses me. Please support us by supporting our sponsor. Today's sponsor is iRestore. As everyone who listens to the podcast knows, I'm constantly fighting the aging battle, and aging skin and crepey skin is my nemesis, but not anymore because of iRestore. So fall is here. It's the perfect time to reset your skin. The iRestore Illumina Face Mask is dermatologist recommended at-home treatment with 360 medical grade LEDs. It uses red, infrared, and blue light to target fine lines, breakouts, sun damage, and inflammation. No complicated routine required. I use this. I think it helps. I think you should give it a try. So give your skin the love it deserves. For a limited time, get a huge discount on the iRestore Illumina Face Mask with code IHIP at iRestore.com. That's code IHIP at iRestore.com for our exclusive offer on the iRestore Illumina Face Mask. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Unlock your best skin with iRestore.
The situation here is everything with this man is number one, a humiliation exercise, and number two, a shakedown.
Right.
He shakes down everybody. He tries to get the fix in on everybody. So he feels like he has something that he can dangle over Boston, over LA, over Harvard, over other universities, over law firms, over tech industry giants. And he uses these carrots to then facilitate a humiliation exercise. And what he is trying to accomplish here is to get the mayor of Boston to be humiliated. He thoroughly enjoys publicly humiliating people and putting on a display where everybody humiliates themselves. Look no further than all of the oligarchs that have shown up with trophies for the Oval Office show and tell. Look no further than all of the law firms and the universities and industry titans who have bent the knee to him. Look no further than his cabinet boardroom meetings, where these people should be talking about their area of expertise. All they do is pile on effusive praise. The humiliation is the point of this. He wants to humiliate the mayor of Boston. He wants to humiliate the mayor of Los Angeles because he likes to do shakedowns that then produce a humiliation exercise. That's what the point of all of this is. And he will continue to do it upon every industry. And then in closing here, Trump intends to punish Democratic cities per the New York Times report where funding is being cut for the shutdown. Put up this headline. Democratic districts by halting billions during shutdown. The Trump administration has frozen or canceled nearly 28 billion, primarily located in Democratic-led districts, according to an analysis by the Times. And I just want to remind everybody of this. Name one big red city. Name one. Name one big red city that is an economic donor city. Name one in the United States. One big city that votes red, that kicks ass and gives more to the federal government than it takes back. There fucking isn't one. It doesn't exist. So to all of you fiscal conservatives, this is economic suicide. He is attacking economic centers. For those of you that love to look at your stock market, love to look at your stock portfolio, those of you that vote your pocketbook and that only, this will have a dramatic impact. Big blue cities are diverse, more tolerant. They are donor cities. They give more than they take back in. And if you could list 3 big red cities that are just economic sensations, I dare you to do it because they don't fucking exist. There are rural towns that MAGA, you defund these blue cities, guess what then gets defunded? These rural towns, these MAGA voters who Trump won by like 40, 50%. All right, that's all we have for this episode. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, show them the book.
Here we go. Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. You can also get it on audio if you want to hear our voices.
All right, we'll be back later with more news.